sir.
You don't probably remember, but we've actually met a couple times years ago at WrestleMania in Orlando. I think it was. There was a convention like the day before, a couple days before. I mean, you and I brushed company. It's nice to officially meet you.
There you go.
Thank you for coming on.
What does it mean to brush company with somebody?
I don't know. It was like a bad choice of words.
You're walking by and you kind of tap their shoulder and you go, excuse me, that's the brushing of the meeting. You know?
Brush them. We brushed companies.
Someone pinched my elbow and I was like, who's that? And it was Sting, the wrestler Sting. And he's like, $500 for that. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Did you grow up watching like WCW and NWA and the old school
stuff?
No,
WWF. I was a New York kid. I was a Jersey kid. So we got WWF.
Right on. Who was your favorite wrestler back when you were
a
kid?
Oh, I was Piper, Randy Savage, Hogan. Oh God. I mean, I love some of the other guys, Lou Albano was great and Bobby Heenan was fun and, but I ring crewed for 16 months.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What a trip that must've been.
Oh, it was great, man.
It's a lot of months.
Oh yeah. I was free help. Rene Goulet, the old Frenchman.
Yep.
Nicknamed me. I was Mr. Free because I didn't get paid anything. I was on my own dime, but I was helping and picking up guys from the airports and driving them to the hotels and driving them to the arenas and helping with the ring and all that stuff, So I had a blast.
Wow, man, what a trip! What a trip! So this was like post some your earlier films, right? When you were a kid.
Oh yeah, no, they were all fans.
Yeah,
I mean, I the first guy I met was Big John Studd, and he was a monster fan. He loved the toy, Christmas Story was like second fiddle,
Of course.
And then he introduced me to other guys, and the next thing I know, I was going on the road. They're like, "Hey, you coming to Philly? Hey, you coming to Delaware? Hey, you coming to Washington? Hey, you coming to Chicago?" It's like,
wow.
Okay.
Wow, that's
Did they
wild.
Feed you at least, or give you a?
Oh no, the boys always took care. Listen, it wasn't like today where they've got a 20-foot buffet and all this stuff, and they've got a whole truck for catering. Back then, catering was basically salad and Dominoes.
Right.
Unless Don Muraco or one of the other guys would give me money and send me upstairs for beers and soda.
Don Muraco, Don the Rock Muraco was. I love that guy.
I'm on the back of his LJN action figure.
No way. In the crowd?
Yep. I'm right below his leg.
No way.
Do you own that, Zach?
I do not own that.
Oh man.
I used to, not the packaging.
Oh man.
Do you own it? Do you have one?
Oh, I got several of them, sure. Steve Taylor, who was the photographer, had put it on there and says to me, "Hey, you got to go get this." And I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "No, just trust me. Go get one." I said, "Okay." So I went to the local toy shop in Somerville, New Jersey, Rick's Toys, can't forget as a kid, and went in and I got it. And he's like, "Okay." I'm like, "What are you showing me here?" He's like, "Open your eyes, dude. Look, who's that?" And I said, "Oh my God,
Whoa.
And then they used the same photo in the WrestleMania 2 program.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which I ended up working the New York part of it.
Yeah, that's right. That was the one where they split it, right? There are three of them, I think, right? Yeah, one in LA,
New York, Chicago, LA.
Yeah.
I also like picturing them introducing you to everybody as Master Bates.
Yeah, no, they didn't have that much imagination. It was just Scotty the toy, whatever,
Scotty the toy.
Yeah. But I had the day before Mania, Saturday night I was in Boston doing the Cap Center.
Okay.
And actually it's funny. I was going through some photos and stuff because going on the road and whatever. And so this one was sitting right on top. So I'm like,
oh, yes. Wow, that is phenomenal.
Yes.
Screenshot that? Are you okay if I screenshot that?
Go ahead.
Cool. That's so great. Oh my gosh.
Okay, you sign it and send it to me?
So that's the Saturday night right before WrestleMania 2, which was on a Monday, which they haven't done since or before, whatever.
Right.
And so I drove home all night from Boston, and it's like 2:00 in the afternoon on Sunday, and I hear the phone ring, which of course the old days, it's the phone in the house, up on the wall in the kitchen,
Yeah.
And I hear my dad talking to somebody, and I was exhausted. And he comes in, he says, "You have a phone call." I said, "Dude, I'm wiped, man. Just
Yeah.
tell him I'll call him back." He goes, "Nah, I don't think you want to do that. It's Vince McMahon." Okay. So I go to the phone and, "Hey Vince, what's up? Are you free tomorrow? Can you make it out to Long Island for WrestleMania?" I said, "Sure." What do you want? He says, like, "I'm short staffed. I got people in Chicago to help me. I got people in LA. I need somebody in New York to help with all the celebrities, with their dressing rooms and all their stuff and their waters and sandwiches." Okay, no problem. What time you want me there? Get there like 2:30. Okay, whatever. So I went, and so I did the dressing rooms for G. Gordon Liddy and Cab Calloway and Joan Rivers and Mr. T and Lou Duva, and then
Wow.
I helped with the ring, and you can actually see me real quick at the beginning of the Piper Mr. T boxing match.
What?
You know,
That's amazing.
so oh, it was great, man. I had a blast.
That's
Wow.
so fun. And where did you grow up that you were so close to Long Island?
Central New Jersey, Somerville, Bridgewater. Bridgewater's where I lived
Okay.
most of it.
Bridgewater. I'm a
And
Mattawa guy, Monmouth County.
okay, I know that is okay.
Know the exits.
Oh yeah, I was 10. Um, but it was great because just went in and did the thing, and a couple weeks later I'm down at the Spectrum, and Vince was there, and he's like, "I got to talk to you." I said, "What's up?" He's like,
Oh no.
"In Chicago, everybody bitched and moaned. In LA, everybody bitched and moaned. Do you know that not one person bitched and moaned out of New York? You did a great job." Now, if I would have thought about it, I'd have said, "Hey, can I actually have a paying job?" And he probably
Yes.
would have given me a
Right.
paying job. I
Right.
was still in high school.
Yeah.
I mean, I was literally leaving before my study hall at 1 o'clock, going to Newark, jumping on People's Express for $19, going to
Right.
Washington, to the
Yeah.
Cap Center.
Oh my God.
Um, if I would have asked him for a job, he most likely would have given me one right there. But I didn't. I said, "Oh, thanks, Vince. It's fine. Whatever you need, okay."
So he owes you. That's the moral of this.
Nah, Vince doesn't owe me anything. I mean, they've
Owes you.
always been great and kind to me. Stephanie's been great. Hunter's been great. I love Linda. She's wonderful. Vince has been terrific. I mean, and I've made other friendships along the way. A lot of the guys are gone now, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Piper's gone, Randy's gone, Miss Elizabeth and Randy, they were my good friends. They talked to me, we went out to dinners. I mean, just they're just gone. But no, the McMahons have always been very kind and very good to me. And I've
It,
I've done what I needed to do to show the love back.
no doubt. No doubt. I mean, it is a fascinating story, wrestling, professional wrestling in general, because it is the only business like itself. There's really nothing else like it, with the theatrics and the sports and like everything involved, that it's stayed the test of time, that is evolved, and it's never ending.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's basically a physical soap opera.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what it is. I mean, everything is predetermined, and we all know that, and
Yeah.
kayfabe and all that kind of stuff. Jim Cornette with his kayfabe.
Do you listen to
Um,
that podcast?
I've never listened to it, but I mean, I've met Jim a couple times, and he's always been great.
Yeah.
But you know, Randy Savage was Randy Savage.
Yeah.
I mean, he would call me on the phone, "Scotty, what are you doing? What's going on?" It was still Randy. Um, Hogan. I mean, I've gone to dinners with them and spent time with them, and they're people. They
Yeah.
got families like everybody else.
Yeah.
Jerry Lawler and I are very close. He's like a big brother. It's we talk all the time.
Oh, it's so cool.
I mean, Goldberg is a friend, and the Undertaker. I wouldn't say the Undertaker is a friend, but he's a good acquaintance. If I
Okay.
see him, it's a hug and how the hell you been and what's going on.
Yeah.
Um, so it's a lot of the new people I don't know, I haven't met. I don't As I guess we get older, we think about life differently. So it's not, I mean, am I still a fan of it? Yeah, I mean, The Rock was great and Stone Cold was great. I didn't really watch that stuff until way after the fact when I got the network and started going back and going, all right, what did I miss
Yeah.
for 12 or 15
Right.
years?
Yep.
Cena's a pal, great guy. Just so, I haven't gone in a while now. It was like I had to go to when they inducted Randy into the Hall of Fame. That was from a heart and emotional thing. I had to be
Totally.
there,
Yeah.
and ended up helping. Lanny Poffo with his speech for Randy.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah, in the back. I mean, it just the little things that I've been able to experience and gone through that most people haven't. I mean, I knock on wood and say thank you, and I've just had a hell of a ride.
Wow, that's really cool. That's really cool.
I feel like the two of you guys should join forces and go on tour.
Actually, wait, I'm going to show you something. I have this.
Oh, please. Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be the championship belt from World.
No. Better than that.
Better than that.
I got this from Steve Taylor, who was the photographer for WWF for 30 years.
Okay.
And this was in his office, and he was moving from New York to New Hampshire. And there's one piece that's up on the wall that I'm not going to take down. This one actually was on another spot, and I had to move it to clean it and whatever.
Okay.
But this is it's part of my childhood, part of my life, and it's like when I'm gone, they might as well throw it in the casket with me because nobody will love it as much as me. This is the original photo.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Of course,
that
if you have that. Hang on. See, you're making me break all this stuff out.
I hope you don't mind. We're loving it. This is really cool.
I love that it's all very accessible too. It's not, you don't have to be digging around. It's clearly close by. And
no, I know where stuff is. That's why.
Right. Well,
so if you're going to have the photo, okay, I got to take it out of the envelope.
Oh boy, a big reveal. Holy cow.
Lovely Miss Elizabeth and Macho Man Randy Savage request the honor of your presence at their wedding to be held in the middle of the ring at Madison Square Garden, Monday night, August 26th, 1991. RSVP. Oh, yeah.
That is so cool.
Is golden.
No way.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, that is amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, this is like, again, somebody said, "Oh, would you ever sell it?" No, I would literally have to be homeless. Yeah, I literally would have to be homeless and on the brink of ending my life.
Right. I just want you to know that, I mean, personally, I totally get that. Dustin knows we have a segment on our show called Why Does Zach Own This? And it's all the stuff that I own that I've collected over the years. And because I have a pretty large collection, I totally understand. That is fantastic. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, there's no question of why you own that. I mean, it's
I mean, listen, they were great people, it's funny, you don't know things until later, until something else happens, and then you kind of find out the pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah.
I mean, Liz was gone, in 03.
Oh, wow. That's emotional.
Oh, that's Miss Elizabeth in Kentucky, Oh,
I didn't.
I mean, I've gone to see her several times, when I've been in the area. And then Randy passed.
Yeah.
And when it all came in, hit the news, I called Lanny right away. And, I didn't know where he was, what was going on, but he was actually on a flight from Tampa to Dallas to Denver.
Lanny
on the first leg, Lanny Poffo, Randy's brother.
Yeah.
It happened on his first leg. So when he hit the ground, his phone lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yep.
And he's getting messages and this and that and phone calls and all this. And he called me from the airport. He said, I had to call, the sheriff's station to find out what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
I called my mother, and you're the third call. Yes, it's real. Yes, it's happened. I will let you know anything, going forward, whatever. I said, okay, whatever. So, of course, then, there was no official service for him. That's not what he wanted. He wanted everybody just to raise a glass and toast him, and that was it.
Yeah.
And Laney and I were at an event together. He says, "Let's have dinner. I want to talk to you." Okay. And we talked. He goes, "Do you have any idea how much my brother really loved you?" I said, no, because we were just friends. He goes, no, you understand. He goes, he called you. And I said, well, yeah, he called me many times at home. I got to go pick him up. He goes, he didn't call anybody. He goes, were you ever alone with Miss Elizabeth? Sure. That's just things that happen. He'd have to go grab something or whatever, and I'd be standing there with Liz. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
And he goes, Randy basically trusted three people in the WWF: Vince McMahon, him, Lanny, and me.
Wow.
That was it. He goes,
Wow.
you were family to Randy. You were like the little brother. And these are things, of course, you don't ever know
Oh.
because it's not something you discuss with your friend,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always somebody else who has to bring it up. And Lanny brought it up, and it was like, oh man, geez. And when he got inducted and Lanny got the ring and he did the speech and the whole thing, whatever, right afterwards, we'd gone back to the hotel and we went to dinner, and Lanny's like, here, I want you to take a look at this. And he takes off the ring off his finger and he handed it to me.
Whoa.
Sitting at the table. And it was like I'm holding it, and that's when it hit me. I mean, it hit me. I'm like, it came out of the box. Vince gave it to Lanny, and I'm the second person to hold it, wear it, whatever.
That's so special.
That was a whole box of tissues, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure.
That's heavy. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously.
Oh, I got wrestling stories from today till next week. It's like, all right, whatever.
Oh,
but that's not what I'm here for. It's amazing,
Well, I mean,
Well, that
look,
is what you're here for.
you are. When I saw you in Orlando, I had a son a couple years prior. It was my first trip that I took solo once my son was born, and my buddy's like, you got to come with me to WrestleMania. He runs wrestling shows. He had a brand of clothing called Wrestle Ruse for a while. Which were like the wrestling underwear, basically above the tights of all the wrestlers. And then he went on to Lapel, yeah, and like all these other things. And now he runs little promotions here in Los Angeles. But just being around the royalty, like you said, of the greats, in my opinion. I grew up watching WWF and NWA, so I was torn between the East Coast New York faction and then like Mid-South. And the guys, and I was a big fan of kind of the mid-Carter guys and some of the jobbers. I like some of the jobbers, and like Brad Armstrong was a tremendous wrestler and never got his due, or like watching the Von Erichs in WCCW, all that stuff, like that. To me, I got exposed to all that stuff because I was a latchkey kid. So hearing you tell these stories, I'm like kind of living vicariously through them.
Oh my God.
There
was a guy out of Dallas. His name was David Sheldon, or he was known as the Angel of Death.
Yeah. Yep. I know that guy.
Okay. So I managed him on and off for a while. It was a total gimmick.
Okay.
So I was doing this character that was like an offshoot of Andrew Dice Clay at the time. So I had the slick back black hair. I had colored my hair in all black. And I've got the jacket on, and on the back it's got two dice that just have all the snake eyes around it. So I was Snake Eyes,
Nice.
And so oh God, we are.
Sounds awesome.
You can say anything on these podcasts, right?
Yeah. We're totally
anything.
All right. So this is great, right? So we're in the Sportatorium, which was like a bowling alley, really.
Yes, it is world famous.
We were in a bowling alley outside of Dallas that they converted to. They put the wrestling ring and they got the audience. All right, fine.
Yeah.
And Angel wanted me to do this whole spiel, and the guy was okay with it, the promoter, blah, 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 whatever. So afterwards, then Angel comes over and says, okay, when you get done with this is what I want you to say. And I'm like, you really want me to say this? He's like, yeah. So, of course, he's 6'6", 6'7", and he's behind me with the robe and the hoodie over, giving the look, and I'm standing in front of him doing the shtick. And, I was like, not verbatim, but pretty close to it. I was like, you people, you have no appreciation. You could care less. You're all pieces of garbage. And I say, where's my glass? And one of the girls comes over and she hands me a glass of water, basically,
Mm-hmm.
And I raised the glass and I said, here's to all you people sucking my dick. Well, I mean, of course, the promoter didn't okay that. Angel he's standing behind me and he starts laughing.
Yeah, I
He's
bet.
just cracking up in the ring. I mean, he's the biggest heavy you've ever seen, and he's rolling. He can't stop himself from laughing. And of course, then we go in the back, and the promoter's giving me all kinds of shit and whatever. And Angel's like, "Listen, stop her. I'm the one who told him to say it. He wouldn't do it unless I told. So you want to blame somebody, blame me, you know." So he took it, you know, whatever. And the guy's like, "You can't have him say that. There's kids out there and whatever." And he's like, "I don't give a shit. I don't care." I mean, it was hysterical.
It's tame compared to some of the stuff that ECW pulled off. You know?
Oh, yeah. But
did you follow it up with a, oh?
Of course I did.
Yes, you did.